so true. Our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon.
Hello YouTube, this is Necrostevo, and you're watching one of my narrated Wi-Fi battle videos. Today I have two matches for you all from the Winter Friendly, and these are the last two matches I had. So be sure to stick around and check them out. Of course, using the same team as last time, you guys actually get to see some other Pokemon besides Arceus do a little bit of work this time, which is interesting. So if you look at my opponent's team on this team preview here, he has Blaziken, Mamoswine, Lugia, and Scrafty. I expected going in that it was going to be the typical speed boost Blaziken protecting to get the speed boost and trying to sweep through with maybe a Swords Dance thrown in. Most likely an offensive Lugia, and then Mamoswine is there for priority Ice Shard shenanigans, while Scrafty would probably be something that's set up defenses, maybe Curse, or I'm sorry, he doesn't get Curse, does he? Probably Bulk Up, or either that or just be annoying with Fake Out or something like that. Here, he starts off with Blaziken. The Protect is obvious, so I just Swords Dance as he protects up right at the beginning. And this is great because now I have a +2 Groudon and the Sun Up for my Venusaur. But of course, I don't think I brought Venusaur to this battle, so that doesn't matter. But if he wants to use any water attacks or anything like that, it's going to be cut down. Expecting him to switch out to Mamoswine right here, I just go straight for Earthquake. I could have predicted Lugia, but I kind of expected Mamoswine to come in right there because the other two Pokemon, nothing that I have here is going to be taken down to 1 HP, to 0 HP by an Ice move, really. But he surprises me right there with the Endeavor from Mamoswine, which is really annoying. But since he is at 1 HP, I figured I'd go in and take him out with an Extreme Speed. My opponent predicts me really nicely. He expects my Extreme Speed, and instead of going for Ice Shard, he switches to his Lugia. And I honestly didn't expect him to do that. I really thought he was just going to go straight for the Ice Shard. But he gets to knock out my Deoxys for free, basically, right here. If his Lugia had Multi-Scale, I did break it, but that's not a very good trade for losing my Deoxys. So my last Pokemon here is Scarf Zekrom. I have to be careful locking myself into a move because as long as Mamoswine is around, he can switch that in very easily. I do predict him to switch it in right here, and I went for the Stone Edge in case he switched into Blaziken, because I could hit all three things on his team with it. But I missed my Stone Edge, which sucks so badly because I did predict him to switch. And I don't know. That was just like, I really wanted to hit that. I go back out in Zekrom just to kind of bait him into going for the Ice Shard because I know that he has it. I'm just waiting for him to use it. Switch over to Arceus, whom will not take very much damage at all from the Ice Shard. And I just hit him with a Spatial Rend, just because, you know, again, most people don't realize that Arceus with the Zap Plate has different colored eyes and is a slightly different shade than Arceus not holding a plate. So using Spatial Rend, good neutral coverage, it doesn't let him know what type I am necessarily. Scrafty comes out. I wasn't sure what to expect from it, so I just rotated back to Zekrom to go for a Scarf Bolt Strike, because now I can hit all three things on his team with Bolt Strike. But with the speed boost, he does outspeed me, and that probably just comes down to my IVs, really. I don't think I got a very good Zekrom, but I got a pretty good one, a pretty good jolly one. But Zekrom's natural bulk allows him to survive stab, high jump kick, and now I get to Bolt Strike everything in the face, which is nice. So expecting him to go into Lugia to attack me, I just go back over to Arceus. I get a Calm Mind up basically for free. That did not do very much damage at all, which is great. And Scrafty is going to be annoying because I know he can take any one hit at this point still, but at the same time, he probably can't KO either of the things that I have. So I go for another Bolt Strike, and he does make the smart switch back to Scrafty. He probably just predicted me to Bolt Strike because right now Lugia is very annoying. And I get the Paralysis. That kind of makes up for that Stone Edge miss earlier, in my opinion. Although one might say that really I shouldn't have gone for the Stone Edge, I should have just gone for Earthquake, but in my opinion it's silly to go for Earthquake when he has Lugia right in front of me and he can knock me out. But now that I have +1 up, I know that neither of his Pokemon can 1-hit KO me. Neither of those Pokemon have priority, obviously, and so the only thing I'm really worried about is Lugia, I guess, roosting up or something like that, because I don't remember Lugia's base speed off the top of my head. I only have enough speed to outspeed base 95 Pokemon. He goes for Aero Blast once again. If he had realized that I was not Electric or Zap Plate Arceus, he probably would have gone for a different move. But right there is when he notices that I have the Zap Plate as I resist the Aero Blast. So that was a good match. Arceus clinched it out for me again, but Zekrom really won that match for me right there, being able to survive the high jump kick from Blaziken and knocking it out. And Deoxys actually breaking multi-skill on Lugia was really important as well. Now the second match here, I bring Venusaur in, and Venusaur helps out with this match a lot. You'll notice from my opponent's team that none of those Pokemon are Uber. So I was really interested as to how my opponent would use his Pokemon, or how she would use her Pokemon if it would happen to be a girl. Just because normally when people get the chance to bring Ubers, they pack basically what we saw in the last match. And at the same time, you got to be wary not to underestimate your opponent just based on what Pokemon they bring. For example, with my last VGC battle, my opponent that beat me 2-0 by using things like the starters or Eviolite Quilava and things like that. So I was still on my guard. I didn't take this too lightly, and obviously I'm posting the match, so it was somewhat interesting. Seeing that the Pokemon that he had, I was really worried about Gastrodon just because I didn't have any way to hit it besides my Venusaur. So I figured he'd bring it and then play it pretty smartly. You'll notice that the way that he has these Pokemon set up here, like Cresselia helps his Arcanine dodge the ground weakness, whereas if it has Flash Fire, he can also dodge fire, and then Gastrodon also dodges electricity. So he has an interesting setup here. I predicted him, since he started off with Cresselia, to go for the Trick Room, but I missed my Sleep Powder, and so I'm going to be in a world of hurt for a few turns here as I try to wait out these Trick Room turns. If I had just put his Cresselia to sleep, I would be in a much easier position here, but that's not where we are. So I get the Calm Mind boost, expecting him to expect me to just go on the offensive. I'm going to take that opportunity to switch to Groudon and go for the Swords Dance. I was hoping he might maybe go for a Psychic type move, but he goes for Close Combat, which once again, that's a Zap Place Arceus. So kind of just preying on people not really seeing Arceus that often and not knowing which plate color is affected or whatever. That's working out pretty well. He switches to Gastrodon, and I did predict that because Ice Beam would hit my Venusaur and it would hit my my Groudon, and so Venusaur could take an Ice Beam easily and then Solar Beam that thing in the face, which works out excellently. Even if he had a Rindo Berry, I don't think he would live a Life Orbed max special attack, well not max, but full special attack investment Solar Beam from a Venusaur. That was a little bit risky just because he could have gone into Arcanine, and of course a Solar Beam would not kill Cresselia. But it's neither here nor there. Now, expecting him to go into Arcanine now, I go back to Arceus just to take whatever move he had. I figured I'd be bulky enough to live it. But he surprises me with a Fire Gem boosted Flare Blitz, and in the sun, I'm not going to be able to take that. So that sucks a lot, just that my sun helped him out that much. Because without the sun up, I was just actually going to recover. But that's okay, because now that the Twisted Dimensions are down, if I can just keep him from getting set back up, then I will be able to hopefully win this match. But with the Twisted Dimensions back to normal, I know I outspeed everything on his side of the field. Expecting him to go into Crest and try to set back up the Trick Room, I just go for the Sleep Powder, hoping that my Venusaur makes up for earlier in the match when he missed it. Now, the interesting thing here is that I have the Superpower on my Deoxys attack form, and I could hit the Ferrothorn with it, but of course if I do that and he switches to Cresselia, then with the lowered stats, and of course I don't have a Focus Sash, I'd be putting myself at a lot of risk, and then I wouldn't have any way to take out the Cresselia. So I'm just going to keep on Shadow Balling, hoping to hit the Cresselia eventually, because I also don't want to go into my Groudon just yet either, because if he Power Whips it, that'll be a 2-hit KO most likely. He does get a chance to seed my Deoxys. I am completely okay with that. Deoxys does not have that much HP. It's much better than him getting the Leech Seed on Groudon, and of course it wouldn't affect Venusaur. But Venusaur only has Solar Beam and Sludge Bomb, so at this point, putting something to sleep, again right there I was predicting him to switch back into Cresselia to get up the Trick Room, just because that would be helpful right here. If his Ferrothorn was outspeeding everything on my side of the field, that would be pretty good for him. But I don't really have a good way to hit it, so here again I predicted him to switch to Cresselia, and my opponent I guess was just predicting the crap out of me just because I was not able to get anything going right there. Very frustrating in the battle, but at the same time, that's probably why my opponent chose those Pokemon. They handled what I chose very, very well, this defensive duo. So here I was just like, okay, no more predictions, I just need to hit this Ferrothorn. I need to put some damage on it, and an Earthquake from Groudon is able to put it down. So at this point now, all he has is Cresselia left. I know his Shadow Ball won't kill it off, but I do know that it'll probably put it maybe right above half, maybe a little underneath half, and put it in prime position. Oh wow, I didn't even do that much. And put it in prime position for it to be one-hit KO'd by my Venusaur Solar Beam or a Stone Edge from Groudon. If necessary, I could use a Thunder Wave on it or a Sleep Powder from Venusaur, just to make things a little bit easier. But I hit the Stone Edge, fortunately, and it lives that too. And I don't think that's gonna do much damage to my Groudon there with the Psychic. But at least I hit that Stone Edge, whereas I missed the one in my other battle. I had a battle the other day where my opponent hit 3 Stone Edges in a row, and I was just like, wow, I've never hit that many Stone Edges in a row. I mean, even between battles, I could have hit 2 Stone Edges in a row, and that was 2 separate battles. But I managed to pull that one out as well. So I thought that both of those matches were interesting enough to share with you all, and that's going to be the end of my winter-friendly matches. The next little set of battles I have will be from the ICL last month. And of course, there's another April Challenge League coming up, so be sure you guys are ready for those, and I hope you guys have a great day. Also, if you guys haven't, be sure to go check out my Powerpuff Girls video. I uploaded that last week kind of as a bonus video. I'll leave a link for that in the description. That was my unveiling of my Powerpuff Girls theme team. But I worked on that a good bit and had a new overlay on it, so I would appreciate it if you guys checked it out. You guys have a great week, and I will see you guys on Friday. Alright, bye now.